Hello everybody, it's your friend Moonhorse here, and it's time for more stories. Well, this time of a nice guy. I was going to say neckbeard, but I saw the N, and I thought it was neckbeard. It is not. It's a nice guy story. Are you ready for a nice guy story? The Sango's not here right now. She went to bed. She was not feeling so good. So it's just me. You're stuck with just me. I know. Disappointing. So let's get into this. This is by Reddit user Elf Yourself. I still love your name. The Fallen Angel. A nice guy story. Hello again, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed my small tale of Poyo Beard. At the end of the story, I mentioned a nice guy whom I had the pleasure of meeting. This story will be a bit longer. Enjoy. For the record, I call myself Elf in the story. The person this story is about, well, we'll call him Aidan, was only in my life for a short time. However, his existence has created an eternal burning memory that I doubt I'll ever forget. Like Poyo Beard, Aidan was another person who was hired at the video game store I worked at. At first, everything about him seemed really normal, and we hit it off really well. We had a lot of similar interests and really worked well together. Talking to him seemed just natural. And at first, having him in my life was amazing. He motivated me to keep up with my drawings. He made a pact with me to eat healthier. We had lunch together a lot to keep each other in check. And we went running together as well. Then at the end of the day, we would relax at his house, smoke some weed, which I don't do anymore, and played Minecraft or just talked about life. Sounds like fun. Before I go more into the story, I want to add that during this time I was in a relationship with my childhood best friend. The relationship was in our 4th or 5th year during this, and Aidan was well aware that I was in this relationship. So to me, my mindset was that I was only getting a new best friend and nothing beyond that. And although I can understand a person being unable to help how they feel, it's how the person acts while having these feelings that matter. During our evening hangouts of smoking and talking, I began to learn a lot about Aidan. The thing was, the more I learned about him, the more off-putting he became. He told me about his ex-girlfriend, who he had only recently broken up with. He told me that she had been married during their relationship, and even though their friends all knew, no one seemed bothered by how they acted together. Oh boy. Towards the end, the girl apparently realized she was doing wrong, or got bored of Aidan, who knows really, and started to distance herself from him. He told me that he would drive to her house, where she and her husband lived, to see if her car was there, after she had promised Aidan she was staying at her mother's. Apparently, he had followed her on multiple occasions before she finally ended the affair. Hello, red flag, that's really fucking creepy. While he explained this to me, he tried to make it sound like he was a victim, and that she was the cheating liar. Well, then, don't date a married woman. There's a kicker to this, though. His ex-girlfriend not only had the same name as me, but she apparently was the same size as me and also had the same color hair. Oh, that's creepy. So now he started making comments like, I was so close, I just had the wrong elf. Or, I almost had the right girl, I just needed to be more patient. Ugh. Because of all the good things coming from our friendship, I tried really hard, foolishly, to ignore these comments. I really wanted our friendship to work. The craziness continues. Aidan had now begun talking about his beliefs, both spiritually and politically. I won't say everything he told me, as I do believe people have a right to believe what they want, but I feel these key points will help you guys understand exactly who he was. To start off, he 100% believes lizard people are real. I'm sorry, what? He showed me videos proving his theories, all of which were on YouTube, and would go on tangents about how the government was set on taking us over and killing us all. He also told me that everyone has an aura that surrounds them, and he can see them if he closed his eyes. He told me mine was very bright, and because it was so big and quote-unquote dances wildly. I was just the kind of person who would make a great leader. I just kind of nodded at his explanations, not really knowing how to even begin to contribute to this conversation. Oh boy. Not only was Aidan seeming more crazy to me, but he was also beginning to become more controlling. One thing to note about me is I am a very independent person. I lived on my own since I was 17, left for school, no family conflict. I have a mindset to live life to the fullest and do what makes me happy, meaning I do what I want to do, and I don't let others tell me I can't, unless there's a good reason. If someone tries to control me, all it does is piss me off. It's a pretty good way to be. Aidan was starting to say crap about my boyfriend more and more when we were together. He would tell me that he wasn't good enough for me, and he didn't really love me, and he gave me a book one time with pages that had been highlighted. He gave me a book one time with pages that had highlighted sentences, all of which were supposed to be reasons I needed to end my relationship with my boyfriend. Oh, that's creepy. He also tried to get my manager to kick him out of the store while my boyfriend was waiting for me to go on break because he felt intimidated. He got pissed at me one time because I canceled plans to come over to his house so that I could drive to my hometown and help my mother. He texted me telling me my mother was selfish for making me cancel my plans and threatened to end our friendship because I did that. What the fuck? By this point, I was already growing kind of sick of him, and my boyfriend had told me that he would prefer me not really hanging around him, but wasn't going to force me to stop. But do you think I was smart enough to stay away from him? No. So there's more. Continuing him being controlling, he started telling me people I was allowed and not allowed to hang out with. Whoa. Mainly customers. He even brought in police records of one of the customers I helped out regularly to show me why I should avoid this guy. What the fuck? I already knew about this guy's old criminal record, and I hadn't had any plans to hang out with him outside of work anyway. He also told me I was no longer allowed to take out the trash at night because it was too dangerous for me. Fucking what? Our store was located all around businesses that were open much later than us, and a Papa Murphy's drive-thru window was right next to the dumpster, so I had no reason to worry. In fact, as a little spiteful thing, I made sure to take out the trash every night I closed, just as a small fuck you gesture. Nearing the end of our friendship, Aidan was getting worse. I had to have a sit-down talk with him at last in an effort to mend our now broken friendship. I had to explain to him that he needed to stop trash-talking my boyfriend and that he was not allowed to inappropriately touch me. He had smacked my butt that day when we left his house, which really pissed me off. That's when he decided to come clean and tell me the craziest thing I'd ever heard. He told me that these last few months, his eyes had been opened to the truth about the world. Oh boy. That he had begun meditating and claiming to leave his body in search of chosen ones who would soon be at his side. Oh no. That he can now see things no one else can see. He told me my aura has been growing since we connected and that it's a clear sign that I am meant to be with him. He explains that the world will soon be falling into an apocalypse due to the work of the government and lizard people. I am not kidding you guys. Everything I'm telling you, he said, completely serious. I can't even try to make this up. Holy shit. Oh my god. He told me that he had a vision that him and I were angels sent down to lead the new world from chaos. He kept referring to himself as a fallen angel, and that this was his redemption. He told me that he was trying to remove my boyfriend from my life because he felt my boyfriend was spreading his toxic way of thinking onto me, and that Aidan was the only one who could keep me pure. Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. This rant went on for a good half an hour, in which time I was texting my boyfriend SOS over and over. There was way more to what he said, but honestly, I can't remember everything. It was so much unbelievable and crazy shit at one time. After he was done talking, I noped the fuck out of there. He quit my place of work, and I still don't talk to him anymore. About a month later, my boyfriend and I had just gotten back to our apartment from a night out. Our very friendly neighbor saw us and pulled us aside. He asked me if I'd talked to Aidan recently. My neighbor was his dealer. I explained that I didn't talk to him anymore. He said, good, because I gotta tell you what he said to me the other day. Apparently, Aidan had gone to my neighbor's house for a transaction, and went on his own little rant to him as well, explaining to him about the end of the world and how he would be a new leader. Aidan told my neighbor that he was born to be one of his soldiers who will fight alongside him. My neighbor was obviously confused and freaked out. He said the creepiest part of all that was while Aidan was speaking, his eyes continually shifted over the place back and forth or rolled up, and that Aidan never once made eye contact with him, and his face looked like pure anger. My neighbor said either he's fucking possessed or he's getting something harder than weed, because he is beyond crazy. And that was the last I heard from him. I almost had a few run-ins with him, but I avoided him successfully. So there you go. Nice guy turns crazy and becomes a let's not meet again. Thanks again for reading. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Holy fucking shit. That is some kind of next level crazy, man. Wow. He's the fucking new Messiah, y'all. He come to save the world. Wow. That is creepy beyond measure. I don't really even know what to say. I don't even... Oh, this is up there with the neckbeards who think they're fucking anime heroes. This is like crazy without measure. This is just... Wow, that's nuts. Holy shit. Seriously, try to avoid this guy, and if you think he's anywhere around you, you should probably call the cops. He sounds like he could seriously be dangerous, or, you know, at the very least, property damaging, because he seems like that kind of crazy. But, you know, he'll just tell the police that the lizard people made him do it. This is some Alex Jones shit. They're turning the freaking frogs gay. Oh my god. Oh god, thank you all for watching. Whew. If you have your own story of wonderfully wonderful insane things that you'd like to send me, you can do that by going to r/Moonhorse Stories and sending them there. And if you would like to contribute to this channel in another way so we can keep the lights on and keep doing stuff like this, you can do that by donating to Patreon or by buying something from the merch store. There's new stuff in the merch store now. Threadless keeps adding cool stuff all the time, so make sure to check it out. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye!